just get by, make a living. You're not going to get rich at it, that's for sure. But, it's a good life.
Even in the corporate farms, you know, they just, with all the expense that they have, they don't make a whole lot more than we do. They're still, oh, I don't know, down close to the poverty level.
Davy Lou brings up an interesting point, but is it true? According to the 2002 U.S. Census of Agriculture, while only 3% of American farms are corporate-owned, they earn 28% of sales and government payments. This compared to family-owned farms making up 90% of farm ownership, but only earning 53% of sales and government payments. Break this down using a common denominator, and you'll find that the corporate farm is earning nearly 16 times that of the average family farm. Why is this? I dug deeper into the census and searched for information regarding corporate farm expenses and acreage compared to that of the family farm, and I found nothing. In all other cases, the census used economic class when comparing various farms, not ownership type. The census breaks down economic class into 7 monetary categories. For simplicity, I've labeled the classes from A to G, A being the largest class of $500,000 or more, and G being the lowest at less than $2,500. According to the census, farms in Class A make up only 3% of all farms, but they earn 62% of sales and government payments, whereas farms in Class G make up 35% of all farms, but only earn 1% of sales and government payments. I turned to the USDA website for information on expenses. According to a 2006 study, Class A pays 39% of industry expenditures. Below them, there is an abrupt decrease to Class B and a slow decline to Class G, which pays 7% of industry expenditures. So how does this break down? Let's make it easy. Let's say industry sales and government payments are $1 million and industry expenditures are $500,000. This means that Class A ends up with a profit of $425,000, while Class G shows a profit of negative $25,000. To enforce those findings, I found another chart in the census called Net Cash Farm Income 2002. As you can see, Class G shows a loss of $11,000, while Class A shows a profit over $878,000. Nowhere does the census or the FDA make the connection between ownership type and economic class, but I feel through my research that it's clear who is classified where and who is making all the money. So with those kind of figures, how do people like the Beatys stay in business?
Yeah, if you have like mineral rights and the wells are working, then you have a little extra income.
As far as the cost, you buy gas at the pump just like everybody else, and that of course affects us. We use a lot of fuel. Fertilizers are tied to fuel. They're a byproduct of petroleum industry, so that fertilizers going up. Parts to repair the equipment goes up. The cost of equipment goes up. So it's just kind of a vicious circle in that respect.
Cattle prices have been good for about 5 years,
Yeah.
and so we've had an income for about 5 years.
And we sell horse hay, and that's been a plus for us. There's lots of horses in the area, recreational horses. So that's been a good business for us.
Hey babies! Hey babies, look this way! Hey baby! What's the matter? Hey baby! You look good! You look good, you listen good! Hey baby!
Our children,
Good baby.
We're very blessed with 2 awesome kids who, being raised here on the farm, went off. Our son runs a small construction company, and our daughter has degrees in math so that she's able to work with banks, and she's written programs for banks. And because of working on the farm, they started work earlier, like about 10 years earlier than a lot of kids would, because they don't have the opportunity to have the work experience that you do on a farm.
Some of our machinery and our junk. That's my fire truck over there. That's a 48 model. No, just to have it. Gotta have something to play with once in a while.
It's our 4th of July flagpole.
That's right.
Yeah. Once in a while we drive it over somewhere just because we want to drive it. One of these days maybe we'll get into the parade thing.
Wow, we've just loved farming. I was a farmer from the time I was born. My dad was a farmer, and his brothers and his dad, and back then until I was 5 years old, we worked with the horses, and then when Dad got a tractor, and when I was 12 years old, I started spending 12 hours a day in the summertime outside on that tractor. I mean, that's what you did in a family farm in order to make it work. And back then too, Dad and his brothers worked 3 different farms together. And then I went to college, and I thought, I sure like not having grease under my fingernails. This is really cool. And then I ended up marrying a farmer, because I wasn't going to, but I ended up marrying a farmer. And we just love it, to be able to go out and commune with our crops and commune with our livestock. Just a real peace. I just love being on the farm.
I've pretty well farmed all my life. We lived in Ignacio, but we had some farmland south of Ignacio. At the time I graduated from college, I bought this place here. Ever since.
Okay, well, we've been walking around the property now for a couple hours talking about all sorts of stuff, and I'm freezing. John looks okay, though. I think he's used to it. So that's it for today's episode. Thanks for joining us. We'll be doing this again. Feeling green, feeling green. Don't you wanna feel real green? I do.